With Middleton's here, and just wanted to give you a quick rundown on where we're at with the install. I've got some things put together here, and I'm going to go kind of through some of the parts and what I've done so far, and let you know where I'm at. So I've wrapped the runners on the exhaust collector, the exhaust manifold here. It's going to run up, and the turbo will mount up here. So I wrapped these runners. I've also wrapped here's the downpipe. Wrapped all of this, and that's my air fuel ratio, my wideband air fuel O2 sensor there that I put in that bung. That one's already there from the speed factory, so I didn't have to put one in. It did come with one, the AM gauge, but I didn't have to use it. And I could plug this and relocate it if I decided it needs to go somewhere else, but I think it's going to work where it's at. Sometimes the location matters for some reason. Anyway, then this piece goes on, to here, then back to your overpipe. Wrap these two. I put the stock O2 sensors go in here, and I figured out which way it went in. I don't know if it's oriented right now, but the sensors went in the right place. So, and this is the coolant tube that I have to install, and I got to figure out where to do the oil cooler. But I'm going to do that after I get some other things mounted here that I'll show you. On the these are some of your mounting pieces. There's another video that tells you which pulley this goes on, and off the top of my head I don't remember, but that goes on one of the pulleys on the front. Then this bracket goes on there. These bolts and these bolts will hold the pulleys and the bracket on to kind of support the turbo after you put it up on top of the plate there, and I'll show that when it's all assembled as well. I did go ahead and get the one with the oil pan that was pre-welded because I'm not sure what I want to do with my other block, and I didn't really feel like cleaning up and welding on the oil pan. I'm going to do some other welding here, you'll see in a second. Then I bought, this doesn't come with it, but I bought a heat shroud to go around the oil tube that is in here. You'll see what size it is, but anyway, at first I bought the one at O'Reilly's that's 3/4. That's too small. That won't work. You want to get the 1-inch for this tube, and then I'll shorten all this to length after I get it in the car. This is the intake pipe. I just kind of set up the couplers where they're supposed to be and figure out which ones went where, and all the hose clamps to kind of get myself organized. It did come with all the necessary gaskets, and everything was included in the kit that I happened to see so far that I need. This is the one for the air intake side. Then you've got the one that goes, this square one goes right there. And I can show you the round one. That one goes on the intake pipe to where your air filter goes on this end. This metal piece bolts to the turbo. That gasket goes in there. This piece goes on the downpipe side between this part of the turbo and this downpipe right here. That goes in there. So that's where we're at on that. This is your some vacuum tubing. This will go from the where's it at? Oh, this will go. Anyway, see, tubing and piping. There's a T that will run from the blowout valve on the side of the turbo. I'm going to route it up through here someplace, and then it goes up and attaches to the I'll cut it into the brake line here. I'm also going to put my boost controller or my boost sensor for the gauges in there too. So what I've done so far is I got the turbo mounted, or excuse me, the intercooler mounted. If you look back in here, it bolts down to the metal piece that once you get your bumper off, you'll see what I'm talking about. But there's a place right there. You have to drill 2 holes. I just made a little cardboard template and worked fine. And then you use those spacers and the bolts with kind of gold nuts, and those are both 10mm sockets on top and bottom around the nut and the bolt. Put those in there, and I went ahead and got all the tubes hooked back up. They're all loose. This is all tightened. I did the thread tape there on that and that. I used the plug on this one. This is where I'm going with the line I went ahead and got this core support back in and tightened down these bolts all to here. That's where those go. That's where this bracket goes that you'll see in your kit. This bolt here, I did the pipe thread tape on this one too, because this goes right into the intercooler, and it's not it goes into the intercooler, so you could have a boost leak on this bolt. So make sure you tape or do some kind of sealant on this bolt. I took where, let's see, under here you have to cut out a piece of foam for your tube, and what I did is I cut it out and then I zip tied it to the top of the tube to keep from it getting scraped on the core support when you put it back in, because it is really tight. It does touch, and this I still have to adjust obviously after I get the motor in. And I got the new map sensor in here, excuse me, move the map sensor over here. MAP sensor, excuse me, from the stock tube. The MAP sensor will go on the intake manifold, which is over here. I've already got that installed right there. That's the one that comes with the kit. That's where it goes. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm modifying the bumper, because as it goes back on here, it won't fit. So I've got to cut, and like I said, I'm trying to keep this looking like a factory option. You can, if you want to, just go buy the bumper car, or the bumper the bumper bar for this BRZ, but I have the stuff to weld and do this, so I'm going to go ahead and try and make it look like it's from the factory. But basically what I got to do, I don't know if you can see my line here, but probably not. So kind of on that side, what I'm doing is I'm going to cut back up to the bolt, and I've measured out, it's 1.5 inches deep, and I'm just kind of keeping it symmetrical. I don't need all this, but I do need from almost to one side to like right in here, because it's not completely centered. But I'm just going to keep it symmetrical. I'm going to cut this out, flip it over, and weld it back in, so I try and keep some of my structural ability. And then from there, if I need more room, I can keep grinding down and I'll keep tack welding it until I get the way I want it, and then I'll stitch weld it out. So that's where we're at now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've got the bumper cut apart, and here's my plan. I was going to take this piece and just kind of flip it over and set it down here and weld it up and tack weld it and stitch weld it along and make it kind of look factory, but no. So here, instead what I'm doing, because that's not going to work, so I'm going to cut some pieces. I'm going to do a piece, because I want to add some structure back to this, because now it wants to twist now that I cut the center out of it, as I expected, because I cut the structure out of it. So I'm going to add some square end pieces here and here. I'm going to add one right here and right here. And I think I will also do, so I'm going to use this piece here. I'm going to do a piece sideways like this, and then also a piece down like that. And then the two in the middle, so it should be 6 pieces all together. And that's what we're going to do next. All right, so I went with just 4 pieces that I cut out for now, because I think that's going to be enough. I think 6 might be overkill, but I'll look at that after I get these 4 in. I can do that later. So I've painted them on one side, because I'm not going to be able to get to it after they're welded in to paint them. So the plan is to weld that guy in kind of like that, and then the other one, same thing on the other side right here. And then these pieces gonna go in the corner there. I believe that's gonna be enough to hold the car, or hold the bumper together and give it some structure that I lost when I cut out. And then I'll paint it after that's in, and it should fit around the intercooler. Okay, so I got it all tack welded up and it's bolted back onto the car. And just to show you what I did to make it work, if you do want to go the factory route, the plates are tack welded in there. I'll show you again here in just a moment when I pull the bumper off to show you what it looks like. Could have gone a little wider right here, but that's okay. But it does all bolt back up, so if you did want to reuse your factory bumper, this is what it would look like, and that's how you can do it. The more I look at it, I don't like how much airflow it's going to block from the intercooler, so I am going to go ahead and get the Drift Armor front bumper bar for the car, which will mount up under there, and just instead of having all this metal, it'll just be a bar in the center, so I can maximize the airflow of the intercooler. So now I'm going to pull the bumper off and I'll show you guys what it looks like on the inside and what you would do to finish it, but I'm going to stop at this point. Alright, so this is with the bumper off now. I'm going to see where I tack welded in plates, and if I were going to continue this route, I'd kind of stitch weld it out and add some welds in here and there and call that good. It's a lot more sturdy now after putting those gussets in, so that would work. But like I said, I want to maximize the airflow of the intercooler, so I'm going to go with the Drift Armor bar that goes in there. So for now, other than maybe routing a couple wires for the sensors there, I'm just waiting for my engine block, and I think that's about it until we get our engine block. Thanks guys. Please like and subscribe.